How's it going, guys and gals? This is Elderofwoe coming back at ya. We're going to go ahead and do another video on the Path to Pyro series. I'm just gonna try and work my way through the act. Last I remember, I think I made a couple of small upgrades, but nothing spectacular at any, for any specific reason. I don't think I had any gear saved up. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done this series. Yeah, there was nothing that I was really planning on swapping out. Okay, so our character is good on resistances. Our energy shield and life are decent. We're gonna continue on the storyline, and we're just gonna run through as quickly as possible. Uh, you know, and this is all solo self-found. That's the one thing you gotta remember. You see my character bleeding right there? That's one of the main reasons why you get yourself a flask that can handle taking that off. So see, I got that bleed. It removes the bleed, and it also makes me bleed immune during the effect of the flask. So it's always a plus. But we'll work our way through, and we'll try and do what we can. I wanted to try and get a couple of more of these videos done before the next season or the next league comes out. That's mainly what I wanted to do. So let's try and do the best we can to get through this. For me, when I was playing on hardcore, this was probably one of the most annoying acts, and I'll explain why a little later. Right now, it's really not all that bad, but it kind of catches up to you when you get to the, I guess you would say, second to last boss. This guy's not much. Yeah, take him out. Get another life flask. Get this crafting recipe. Don't need that. Let's see, did we get lucky on anything? Freeze is, good. Freeze removal is good. Swap it out for that. We'll head back to town. And like I said, we're just gonna try and make our way through. I'm gonna try and make sure that I pick up whatever I can along the way. That ought to remove that. Talk to some people real quick. I could do an in-depth story one, but that just, that just depends on y'all if y'all would be interested in something like that. I could go with that one.
Our hopes are with you.
And let's see. We left off over here. We're gonna go all the way around. Oh, there we go. Go all the way around until hit high explosive. That'll up our damage. Of course, you want to upgrade everything that you can upgrade. Flammability would be good. Flame dash is fine too.
Hello.
Alright, so let's see. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. I might make some cuts along the way. Just to try and make this a little bit more accessible to people. If I do have any deaths, of course I will record. I'm gonna record the whole thing, and I'll probably make some cuts afterwards. So if I get quiet, that's probably where a cut's gonna probably come into place. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, our character has plenty of damage to get through the act, and then with the ascendancy that we chose, we get a fair amount of regeneration actually. So just to show y'all, so energy shield. Okay, so I have like no life regen. It jumps up to 34, 51, 85. So 85 per second. So 85 life per second. That's not bad. That's what, 10%? Yeah. And then if you already have some on you, of course that helps too. When your resistances are maxed out, that helps too. You know what I mean? This is all, it all comes together to keep you alive. Quit hiding back here, bruh. Knock this out. I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14 recently. I do plan on making a couple of videos on that. Maybe just dungeon videos to start, and I don't even know what's going on here. I've never seen that effect before in my life. Maybe it's just clear. I don't know. Maybe because of the update or something. I'll take it. Why not? Fusing, I'll take it.
This'll do nicely, Exo.
Man, let me pull him out too. Nothing else, he's a good distraction. Make sure you get all 3 of the deposits first time around, so that way you can start doing delve. It's a pretty good way to get items and stuff too, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Maybe I'll do a video on it by itself, but right now we just kind of got to get through this act. So really, you shouldn't have, if you've gone about the build the right way and you focused on what you're lacking, whether that be life or resistance or whatever, you gotta really put effort into maxing out that kind of stuff and getting to a decent point. If you've actually put some effort into your gear along the way, just what you find, of course, but time to craft and everything like that, you can definitely make it through pretty much any of these acts along the way. This act, in my opinion, it's not hard per se. Most of the mobs won't one-shot you or anything like that. However, one of these like mini bosses, sub bosses, whatever you want to call them, for the act can almost kill you in one shot.
It's always comforting to witness an honest,
bone armor.
permanent death.
I'll check it out. Completed that, so I'm gonna go get a reward in a minute. The lightning golem isn't really all that useful. A lot of times I'll go with the stone golem or the chaos golem. Just to have some extra resistances or extra defense or something like that. So yeah, it just depends on what you need at the time. Some people will go with the flame golem, just to add more damage, and that's fine. Whatever you're lacking at the time, use what you can to make up for those areas. That's all you can do in this game. That is the main point while making your build, is to try and make up for anything that you are lacking along the way. That's how a build comes together at the end of the day. You can pretty much make a build around any skill, as long as you're willing to figure out how to make that skill work for you. A lot of the times that people first start builds, it'll fail over and over and over again, until you find that one set of items or that one, little caveat that will kind of bring it all together. uh, you just got to keep trying. So however you want to play, you play. You choose how you want to play.
These constipated bowels don't find their release while
And
still insane.
don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't, that you're not going to get anywhere with a certain build or anything like that. You can pretty much play any style that you like, any, with any main stat. If you want to be a life-based build, if you want to be an energy shield-based build, you can pretty much do it. You just got to work at it. You got to be willing to work at it. So don't ever forget that. PoE is a great game. It has really awesome systems in it. They can be a bit much for anybody just starting out. So just always take that into consideration. It is a really good game though. It is totally worth trying out. Some skeletons, firestorm. That's fine. Oh, nothing nice. I will take that though. It's not bad. Not a bad base item for me. Don't forget, that's why you got teleport skills and all that good stuff. I'm not really worried about killing the beasties with Ironheart. I'm just trying to get through this. If I come across them, it's fine. Hopefully I get all of them. It's always nice to catch some more, and that's something I wanted to cover too. I'll probably cover that in a separate video.
We will be best friends, Beast, until we slaughter you.
Let's see. Make sure. Damage wise, like I said, this build is spades when it comes to damage. Even without optimized gear, you can really output some major hurt on your enemies. A lot of the times the major thing here is just trying to stay alive though.
There are no more worthy beasts nearby. So, Pyro will go feed the ones.
I don't even know if I have any of my, I don't think I have any of my, put that one on, put my skitter bots on. Yeah, that'll do. And I can take it off for now. Orb of Storms. Orb of Storms I've been using mainly like to just drop and keep moving. Let's see, Pyroclast Mine, some skitter bots, added lightning damage. I've just been dropping it to have some extra damage out, basically. It hasn't been serving any purpose beyond that. Extra damage is always helpful though. Critical strike chance with mines apply. Keep going with that. We're already at the exit, so we'll get back over there.
You know.
Alright, so let's clear our inventory, and we'll make our way through the next set of areas.
Deshret has ascended.
Yeah.
Let
Let's see, immunity to bleed. That's just a good one overall. That's more HP over a shorter duration at that, so that's even better. Let's see, bone armor, junk.
See ya.
Okay, so we'll swap out that bad boy, which gives us an extra bleed flask. We'll keep all of these, and we'll get everything else put up. Essences. Essences are nice, but they're not exactly gonna save you at any point in time. Some people love using them because it gives you that guaranteed stat that you might want. But overall, I don't really care for them that much. And let's see, I think we need to talk to somebody else. Talk to you. The mine encampment. I think over here is our reward for what we did earlier, releasing that spirit.
I felt
Gives us
you
another
shall be
skill.
rewarded.
And this gives us critical strike chance with mines and multiplier. So that's good, more damage. Let's get back to where we were. Okay, so we got to make our way through both of these portals first, and I usually go through this one. I'm not sure why, I just do. But you can go through either one. It's all on you, really. As long as your resistances are maxed out, you should be good here. You shouldn't have too many issues. Again, this is an unoptimized version of this build right here. This character could be doing so much better if I was trading for gear. You know, trading really does help. It's totally worth looking into if you're trying to make sure that you're really maximizing your damage and your output and your survivability. But I wanted to show that, you know, it is possible to run this build without optimized gear. It is possible to run any build without optimized gear. You just have to work towards that optimized gear in some way, shape, or form. You know, whether that's making up for a damage boost that you would get from a certain item, or instead of being able to just... So this build, there is an item that no matter where you throw your mines, the projectiles would still reach your enemies. However, I don't have that item, and I probably won't have that item if I'm going solo self-found. But it is something that that's very helpful. However, you know, even without that item, as long as you're skillful with where you throw your mines, you should be good. You know, you got the damage. You just gotta focus on putting it where it needs to be. Where'd this guy go? Put right in. Big old pansy. Look at that. Grab this. Can't cheat and go up there. I guess I gotta go around. Alright, that's fine. And yeah, I mean, biggest thing about this build, keep moving. Keep moving, drop your mines, keep moving. Like, you do not want to stand still. This build is not made for taking on, you know, tons and tons of damage. It can survive, and it is fairly fairly stout later on once you stacked enough HP or energy shield, depending on how you've been going about your build. But do not stand in one spot, just taking damage, and that pretty much goes for all classes. But still, this is very important when you don't have a class with a whole bunch of DR or anything like that. Grab this, keep up on our way.
Books amongst us.
Yeah, what you saw right there is exactly what this build's all about. You just line up those mines and just demolish whatever's in front of them. That's a fair amount of energy shield. Has resistance. I'd have to get four sockets on there though. I don't know. Think about it.
Bye.
Alright, now we'll go take out this other guy. And we get to the boss, and bruh, you were dead. You were dead, bruh. What a douche. Just can't accept that he was defeated already.
Oh, can you sing one for me too, Mervale? Something upbeat, please.
But yeah, as you saw, our damage is good. Our damage is, spot on. Just gotta use it right. Alright, guys and gals, this is the boss that I was talking about. She's pain in the ass. That's the skill that can really bust you up right there. As long as you can avoid it, you're good.
Well done, assassin. Another satisfied customer.
And if you do get hit, do not freak out.
It was Malachi who reached out to me.
You don't freak out. What you do is you hit your bleed flask potion and you keep moving. Worst case scenario, you jump through your portal, heal up, come back, and avoid it at all costs. That attack, that ray, that beam is very, very bad for your health, and it has a very intense bleed on it. Alright, so we're getting pretty close to the end already of this act, and it really won't be too much longer. We'll just work our way through. The final boss is hard, but not hard. I mean, it's one of those things that if you've done it before, it's a lot easier. But of course, if you haven't, it can be a little intense. But I'd say that pretty much about any of the boss fights in this game. That being said, if you take the time to go and look into the boss fight, it can save you a whole lot of trouble. Even if you're just looking into it, you know, just to see how the fight goes, see what kind of skills they have, it's totally worth doing. Of course, you know, if you were a new player and you've never seen any PoE videos or anything like that, you know, your best bet is to just kind of look into what you're facing. That they have the PoE wiki as well. Let myself get distracted there for a second. So we got to kill these little mini bosses right here. They're usually pretty easy. Like I said, our damage is good.
I don't know much about
If you're worried about damage, then you should probably look about adjusting your gear, because as far as skills go, your damage should be, you know, just knocking it out the park right now. Let's see. Oh, wrong one. Rogue Exile. Whew. Scary. Gotta beat 3 of these guys, and we get body parts that'll basically let us into the next area. And by basically, I mean that's exactly what they do. Alright, this is probably the one that I like the least. Gotta move through these curses, and it can be kind of a pain. Attacks do a fair amount of damage. As long as you keep your distance, though, it's not too bad.
Stop mumbling.
Flammability, flame dash, pyroclast. Yeah. All of that increases our damage some more, so. And I know we just leveled again right now, so that's good. Real quick. Alright, so we got another. Make sure you don't get attacked while you're trying to distribute your points. Let's see, we maxed that out. Alright, so we're gonna head down so we can get some more life in our specific case, because we're still working on that basis. Last one I think is Chevron. She's usually not too hard to kill.
For someone so obsessed with looks, that wasn't a pretty death.
Alright, now we make our way to what will be the last boss of this area. And there's two sets of fights here. So the first one, first form, isn't that bad. We just gotta make sure to kill him, and then we have to actually kill her too, so. You just gotta make sure and kill her quickly. Avoid his damage. Yeah. So she ends up getting killed by him.
This is what I get for trying to be a bloody hero.
If you want, you can go clear your inventory. I really don't have anything super special on me right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and clear my inventory anyways. We don't need a TP or any of that stuff, so let's get rid of all of our stuff have on us. That way, I'm playing hardcore, so this is kind of habit for me to ensure I don't lose everything when I go into fights that I'm at least kind of worried about. And no, destroy. And but yeah, it's something to keep in mind if you're playing on hardcore, like I tend to. I'm not doing this series on hardcore just so I could kind of push through each of the chapters here, so that way I can show y'all what you really need to focus on and what what can help you out the most. I think there's actually a quest or something that we need to turn in. Let me make sure that there's not. Yeah, I think right here. This is when we get access to a lot of the things like Spell Echo, Multi-Strike support, greater multi-projectile support, chain support, increased area effect support, Vile Toxin support, Withering Touch support, Bone Chill, Cluster Trap support, Minefield support. So Minefield is the one we're supposed to be using in all actuality.
They all leave me.
So Pyroclast, Swift Assembly. So what we're supposed to be using, I'm gonna show y'all right now. Let me come over here. No, I guess I didn't have it leveling. I know I had it. I thought I had it. Let's go get it real quick. Don't remember if it's Act 2. Might be Act 2.
I am not sort of.
Let's see. What we're looking for is this. Trap and mind damage support. Okay, so instead of using Swift Assembly, you'd switch to this. And then, for all intent, I would probably go with this one. Just like that. If you only have 4 sockets. Okay, so what these do, I'm going to show y'all real quick. So of course one of them is just to boost damage, and since it's semi-leveled for us, we don't really have to worry about that, but it gives us increased damage. Of course we have our main skill, and then the minefield support, it throws out multiple mines instead of just one, so you don't have to like sit there and spam mines. But yeah, that's how that one works. So it's helpful because when you have the items that you need, you don't have to see, like this one you have a chance to throw more mines. The other one, it just increases the amount of mines you throw per cast, but it slows the speed at which you throw the mine, but you throw 4 additional mines. So it kind of balances out depending on how you play, what your play style is. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of bring y'all in on that. We emptied out everything. If we lose this gear, we lose this gear. This is assuming we were playing hardcore. Of course, right now I'm not. But yeah, this guy's not that bad. There are 3 hearts around him that we will have to focus on when he brings them out.
Let us see if you truly understand what it means to be Nightmare.
That'll be right there. If we avoid the hearts, really not that bad.
You are being selfish.
Just do enough damage on him to get him to summon the last heart. Avoid the orb as best as you can. This is usually why you open a portal.
You're so in love with death.
I just didn't kill the heart fast enough. Yeah, so that's the basic fight. Usually you have a portal waiting for you just in case that does happen. So you do want to bring 1 TP with you, but beyond that, you don't really need one. Once he pops like that, get your way to the next area.
You have
Do
slain the
this.
nightmare for your
Talk to everybody. Sell whatever you want to sell. Let's see. Grab these. That's not that great.
Yes?
Good luck.
Yeah, not too bad, right? So we made our way through that, and I think the next labyrinth will come up in the next, or after the next act, actually. There is another fight that is pretty rough, but we will get to that when we get to that. Let's get to the next act. I'll get us to town, and that's when we'll call this video. And this area, I mean, it can be a little dangerous. The mobs are a little stronger than you would have assumed. Let's see, and that's because we're a higher level than them, not by much, mind you. We're actually going pretty solidly with the levels that are intended here. We're at level 43 and the mobs here are level 40, which isn't that big of a difference considering the kind of damage that you can take. So let's get us to the next act real quick. I could pop it. Usually I say ID it, but I didn't bring anything to ID with, so trying to kill me. Home skillet. Oh yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. And for what we're doing, you know, the solo self-found stuff, all that stuff is nice. Alright, come on with it. Yeah, I could have sworn that it's back this way. Should be like a bridge of some sort. Yeah, placement of mines is very important. Not right here? Oh, there it is. Recipe. Dangerous. Anything that teleports can be. Whew. Scary. Could have sworn it's usually about right here. Woo. That was scary. Teleportation. Tell you, biggest enemy in the world. Come on, guys. Like I said, you are not you are not a tank. Do not stand there and get, you know, demolished, because it will happen. Whew. Oh, that was super scary. Oh man. Nah. Lightning fire, energy shield. It's not a bad piece of armor. It just doesn't have the energy shield that I would hope for. Alright. Yeah, so as you saw, I almost died right there. Case in point, this guy is not built to stand there and take hits. And then if you got stuff teleporting at you like that, you gotta be careful. Keep your distance. Throw your mines. Be careful. Alright, this gets us to the next area where we have to make it to town. See that guy threaten us? Alright, let's get back over here real quick.
Yes?
I guess let me ID the mana flask. Poison? Sure, why not?
See ya.
Alright, so let's make our way to town. This place is ain't that bad. Again, that minefield support, it's really based off of how you play. You might need to adjust the way you play to it, or you might even want to go back to using the swift assembly support, in which case you'd need 2 greens and 2 blues, so that way you can get the most damage that you can, because trap and mine damage support is really good, as you can see, but it does reduce throwing speed as well. So let's see, lightning storm. Again, this build has plenty of damage. You just have to be able to stay alive. Oh, went in a circle. Alright, let's keep going. Try this direction. Pure gems are always good to pick up. Yeah, don't be like me. Getting distracted and stuff, trying to look at stuff. Alright. You will get killed. And if you're playing on hardcore like I normally play, that ain't no fun. Ain't no fun to die. Sometimes you just gotta laugh at yourself though, because what else can you do? Come on. Damage wise, we got this, but just gotta make sure not to get yourself pwned in the process. Alright. Let's sell our junk. The only thing I want to ID is that one. Chaos Spell Gem. That's not a bad thing right there. I could even trade it if you were trading for stuff, but overall it's just junk. Okay, so ring wise, let's see what we got. We got 2 cold resistance rings. This one's got 24 resistance. Should drop our resistance a little bit, but we could replace this ring. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Just to keep us
We do this for freedom.
keep us in the same kind of track. Make sure our resistances don't drop too much. Cold resistance. Yeah, make sure our resistances don't drop too much. Hopefully it gives us... I don't know if that will boost this though. 808. 808. Yeah, it doesn't seem to help. I think it's just like physical attacks. It's not a bad ring, mind you. It has good resistance on it, so we'll keep it. And then quality gems, of course, keep those. Let's get all our stuff put up. Grab whatever you want to grab, and I'll take like 5 of these. And as I said, we were going to get some more life going, so that's kind of where we're at right now. Let's see, right there. And that ought to be good. So this is Elderofwoe saying over and out. I will see you next time.